All right. So have you ever really looked at a digital document? I mean, really looked at it and thought about how did this even get here?
It's easy to forget there's an entire process behind those crisp, clean scans we all take for granted.
Totally. And today we are diving deep, deep, deep into the world of scanning operators.
The often unsung heroes, you could say, of the digital document age.
For real. And to help us on this deep dive, we're turning to RoleCatcher, this really cool platform that's using AI in some pretty innovative ways to like revolutionize how people manage their careers.
We're talking detailed career guides, interview prep tools, even AI-powered resume analysis. It's a lot.
It is a lot. So first things first, let's define what a scanning operator actually does. And their career guide breaks it all down.
It's actually way more involved than you might think.
Right. I was surprised.
It's not just pushing a button. We're talking color management, making sure historical documents are preserved in high resolution.
Oh, and don't forget, troubleshooting all those tech issues that pop up. Because, let's be real, scanners can be kind of finicky.
Think about those times you've struggled with a low-resolution scan. A scanning operator's job is to prevent that from ever happening.
They're like the guardians of a clear image.
Yeah.
Which is, when you think about it, a surprisingly vital role in our increasingly digital world.
Absolutely.
Now, the RoleCatcher Guide also digs into the pros and cons of this career path. And it's interesting stuff. Like, on one hand, it's a good entry-level position, but
But it's an industry that's definitely ripe for disruption, with technology constantly evolving.
exactly. In fact, the guide mentions that the job outlook is stable for now. Which, okay, side note, that for now really stuck with me. Because how long until AI starts automating some of those tasks?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Are robots coming for scanning jobs too?
We're definitely going to dissect that whole AI thing a little later in this deep dive. But first, I want to get into what makes RoleCatcher's approach so unique. They seem to be doing a lot more than just your average job board.
I'd say their real strength is how they're using AI, not just to help people find jobs, but to really understand how the whole job hunting game is changing. Their RoleCatcher capture tool is a great example. Have you had a chance to check that out yet?
I have, and it's kind of brilliant.
Okay, so picture this. You're scrolling through LinkedIn, right?
Already there.
And you see a job posting that piques your interest.
Happens to the best of us.
But you're in the middle of something, don't have time to apply right that second.
Oh, I've been there.
With RoleCatcher.capture, you can just bookmark it using their browser plugin. It gets instantly saved to your RoleCatcher account to revisit later.
Which, let's be honest, is a lifesaver for anyone who's ever fallen down the rabbit hole of job hunting and suddenly realized they've lost like 3 hours of their day just clicking around.
It's so easy to get lost in the scroll.
Totally.
Okay.
But it's not just about convenience, right? RoleCatcher is also using AI to address a pain point I think we've all experienced.
Yeah,
Sending your resume into a black hole. It's the worst.
the absolute worst. But they offer this CV and resume builder with a really, really cool feature. It uses AI-powered analysis to actually tailor your resume to each specific job you're applying for.
Okay, wait. So instead of just telling you to use more action verbs, this AI is analyzing what's working for other applicants in your field and helping you level up your resume game.
Exactly. It's like having an AI career coach whispering in your ear saying, hey, this is what's going to make you stand out from the crowd.
Okay, that's seriously cool.
All right.
It's like, work smarter, not harder, but for your job search.
Exactly. And speaking of working smarter, that's where their AI-powered interview prep tool comes in.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that, because interviews are my least favorite part of the whole job hunting process.
I hear you. It can be super nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But RoleCatcher has this massive database.
How massive are we talking?
Over 120,000 interview questions,
Whoa.
all tailored to specific roles and industries.
Okay, so it's not just generic tell me about yourself type questions.
Yeah. Definitely not. These are questions designed to really test your knowledge and skills for that particular job.
That's actually really helpful, because I feel like a lot of interview prep is just guessing what they might ask.
Exactly. And the AI takes it a step further. It analyzes your practice responses.
Wait, really?
Yep. It listens to your answers,
That's wild.
and it gives you feedback on things like your delivery.
Like if I'm talking too fast or something.
Exactly. Or if you're using too many filler words like, ouch. Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
It also looks at the content of your answers.
So it's like checking to see if I'm actually answering the question.
Exactly. And it even analyzes your body language.
Hold on. What? How?
Well, I'm assuming it uses your webcam,
Oh, right.
so it can tell if you're fidgeting or making eye contact. It's like having a virtual interview coach.
Exactly.
That is both amazing and slightly terrifying.
Right. But think about how much it could help you improve.
No, absolutely. I'm all for anything that can give me an edge in an interview.
And that's what I appreciate about RoleCatcher. They're not just throwing you into the deep end with AI, they're using it to provide support and guidance throughout the entire job hunting process.
It's like they're saying, look, the job market is changing, but we're here to help you navigate it.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the scanning operator role, because the RoleCatcher guide actually goes into a lot of detail about the different career paths within this field.
Really? I kind of assumed it was a pretty straightforward job.
You'd be surprised. There's actually a lot of room for growth and specialization.
Like what?
Well, you could start as a trainee, then move up to a junior operator role.
Okay. From there, you could become a senior operator.
Makes sense.
And eventually, you could even move into a supervisory position.
Wow, so there's actually a whole career ladder within scanning.
Exactly. And each step comes with its own set of responsibilities and challenges.
Like what kind of challenges?
Well, for example, a scanning supervisor might be responsible for overseeing a team of operators,
Okay.
managing large-scale projects,
Uh-huh.
and ensuring quality control across the board.
So it's a lot more than just, like, scanning documents all day.
Definitely not. There's a lot of problem-solving, leadership, and attention to detail involved.
That's really interesting. It just goes to show that even jobs that might seem pretty straightforward on the surface can actually lead to some really dynamic careers. Absolutely. And I think that's something that RoleCatcher does a great job of highlighting. They're not just focusing on the technical skills required for a job.
Right.
They're also emphasizing the importance of soft skills like communication, teamwork, and problem solving.
Which are, let's be honest, essential for any job these days.
Exactly.
So, if someone is thinking about a career as a scanning operator,
Yeah.
what kind of skills should they focus on developing?
Well, according to RoleCatcher, a strong foundation in computer skills is a must.
Which makes sense.
They're basically taking physical documents and turning them into digital assets.
Right.
So you need to be comfortable navigating different software programs,
Okay.
troubleshooting technical glitches,
Right.
and maintaining the quality of the final digital product.
So it's not just knowing how to use a scanner.
Definitely not. It's about understanding the whole process of digital imaging and file management.
And with technology constantly changing,
Oh, absolutely.
it sounds like a job that requires a willingness to learn and adapt.
100%.
Okay, so we've talked about the skills,
Yep.
the career paths,
Right.
even the potential impact of AI.
Uh-huh.
But what about the work environment itself?
What do you...
Like, what's it actually like to be a scanning operator day to day?
Oh, I see.
Is it super high pressure?
It really depends on the industry and the specific company.
So, for example, you could be working in a bustling publishing house,
Right.
surrounded by stacks of books,
Exactly.
just waiting to be digitized.
Yep.
Or you might find yourself in a quiet, climate-controlled archive,
True.
carefully handling fragile historical documents.
That's a very different vibe.
Or even in a high-tech office building,
Sure.
working with sensitive legal files.
Lots of possibilities.
So it's a pretty diverse field in terms of work environment.
Absolutely.
And what about the people?
What about them?
Are scanning operators usually working independently?
It can vary.
Okay,
Sometimes you might be working on your own,
right.
but other times you might be part of a team.
So it's good to be comfortable with both.
Exactly.
It sounds like a job that requires a unique blend of skills,
It does.
technical expertise,
Yep.
attention to detail,
Uh-huh.
and a commitment to preserving the integrity of information.
I like that. Preserving the integrity of information.
It's like being a guardian of our digital heritage in a way.
I like that description.
Because if you think about it, without scanning operators,
Yeah.
a lot of important documents and historical records
Right.
would be lost to the digital world.
It's true.
They play a vital role in making information accessible.
They really do.
And it's clear that RoleCatcher understands and values their contributions.
Definitely.
So, for someone who's considering a career as a scanning operator,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways
Yeah.
from the RoleCatcher Career Guide?
I think the biggest takeaway is that it's a field with more depth and opportunity than people realize.
Right.
It's not just about pressing buttons.
No.
It's about understanding the nuances of digital imaging,
Okay.
managing complex projects,
Uh-huh.
and ensuring the accuracy and preservation of vital information.
It's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
And while AI might automate some tasks in the future,
Sure.
there will always be a need for skilled humans.
Absolutely.
to oversee the process and ensure quality control.
Exactly.
So if you're looking for a career that combines technical skills,
Yeah.
attention to detail,
Mm-hmm.
and a passion for preserving information,
I like it.
scanning operator might just be the perfect fit.
It might be.
You know, it's wild how we started talking about scanning, and now it feels like we're having these big existential conversations about the future of work.
It's all connected, though, isn't it?
Totally. But, like, we've been digging into RoleCatcher and how they're using AI to, help people navigate the job market.
Mm-hmm.
But this technology has implications that reach far beyond just finding a job.
Yeah.
I mean, if AI can analyze job descriptions and resumes, what other parts of our work life could it change?
Oh, gosh, that's a huge question. Like, we're already seeing AI creeping into performance reviews,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
talent acquisition, even just like day-to-day workplace communication.
That's kind of mind-blowing, actually.
It really is. And it makes you think about, like, who's going to thrive in that environment? The people who embrace these new tools or the ones who resist change?
It definitely makes you think. Adaptation is key, though, right?
100%. The world of work is evolving so rapidly.
Yeah,
And people who can learn new skills, be adaptable, they'll have a serious leg up.
totally. And I think that's one of the things I find so valuable about what RoleCatcher is doing. It's like they're giving people a sense of empowerment, in the face of all this uncertainty about AI in the future.
It's not about fearing the unknown.
Exactly.
It's about, like you said, feeling empowered.
They're not just saying, hey, this is what the future of work might look like. They're like, here are the tools to actually shape that future for yourself.
Exactly. Take control of your own destiny, career-wise. That's powerful.
Right. It all circles back to something we were discussing earlier, too, lifelong learning.
Oh, it's essential. Absolutely essential.
It's not enough to just have the skills you have now. It's about always being ready to, level up and adapt.
The world's not going to stop for you.
You got to keep moving. So, as we're wrapping up our deep dive here into the world of scanning operators, what's the one big takeaway you hope our listeners walk away with?
I think it's that we're all on a journey, career-wise. The skills we're learning today might be irrelevant tomorrow, and that's totally okay. What matters is that you're open to change.
Keep learning.
Exactly. Never stop learning, and don't be afraid to, completely switch gears if something new excites you.
I love that. And hey, if today's deep dive sparked your curiosity about, the future of work or just how to navigate this whole thing, I highly recommend checking out RoleCatcher.
Yeah, their website's great. So many resources and tools. It's really well put together.
It's a really fantastic resource for anyone who's ready to take charge of their career path. So until next time, everybody, remember to keep those scans sharp, those resumes tailored, and those minds open to all the possibilities out there. This has been The Deep Dive.